I'm Woody. This is Kelson.
Hello.
And today we are talking about another Ludum Dare 31 entry. Specifically, Cat Anna by Volandre.
Yes.
Cat Anna is a game kind of loosely using the game on one screen rule, where you play as a cat ninja fighting other ninja animal creatures on a sort of weird, like, alternating cube environment. It's almost kind of like an isometric combat game, maybe like a Doom without leveling kind of a thing.
Yeah, definitely. And you kind of like are unlocking the map further as you go. And kind of.
Yeah, and you have to do like little kind of puzzle-ish things to unlock parts of the map, hit switches, destroy objects, that sort of thing.
Yeah, definitely.
So the first thing, and what kind of drew me to this originally, was the visual style of this game is fantastic.
Yeah, it looks really good.
It's 3D, and the different pieces of the environment look really good. This is kind of the game that I think they probably just made like kind of a level editor sort of a thing, and put their little tiles down for all the different spots. But it looks really good.
Yeah.
In doing that, and the effects look good. However, play-wise, this game is kind of wonky.
Yeah.
It's in an isometric grid, which I think I've said this a few times on here. I kind of have a bias against isometric stuff. I'm not a huge fan of a lot of isometric games. I always have like a weird time orienting myself properly in the environment. This was no different because of like how WASD is oriented and how the grid space works on the map, where like left and right are not left and right, they're diagonal up and like diagonal down.
Right.
And then the same thing is true for up and down. So it's really more like if you take your D-pad and, spin it 45 degrees, that's like kind of what you're getting. So movement's kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you walk into stuff, you get hurt.
Yeah.
So It makes it even more of a difficult thing.
Yeah, it is. It's challenging, and the combat is pretty hit or... I mean, the way the movement is, everything's so kind of random that... I found myself sort of like lying in wait for enemies to pass by me,
Yeah, I ended up feeling like that was the best strategy of I've attracted an enemy to come near me, and now I'm going to like go to the corner and wait until he comes one square in front of me, and then I can just hit him until he dies.
Yeah, that's essentially the same strategy I used.
Walking up to guys just seemed like death.
Yeah, because...
And, you'd get hit too much, and thankfully it's not really a brutal, like, checkpoint system or anything. If you lose, you're on the same screen.
Yeah, it was totally forgiving in that sense. And I think, it was just sort of imprecise, ultimately. It didn't carry... Your movement just didn't carry enough weight, It's like everything felt just sort of like you were just moving through space too much. I don't know.
I think the thing... Volandre, be that a person or group, could address in this pretty easily is that the grid system in this game seems unnecessary, and I think you'd have easier movement, and you'd have just a more fun game in general if you were not stuck on a grid. If you had like analog stick movement or something like that, or even just mouse-based movement to drag around and go wherever you want to.
Yeah.
It might mean you can get ganged up on a little bit more, but then I think that would just lead you into using the obstacles in the environment a little bit more.
Yeah, I think just if you just have that extra degree of control, it would feel really good because, like you said, it's a good looking game, and like it just needs to feel a little bit better ultimately.
Yeah. So, despite like my kind of initial impression of this, I really like the visuals on this, but I think this one's kind of a pass. It's just a little too wonky for me right now.
Yeah, I would say likewise. It's not my favorite of the entries that we played, but definitely a promising visual element to the game that I'm sure these guys will.
Yeah, definitely.